Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today I am going to talk about one of the topics in ELC501, and that is making inferences and drawing conclusions. Now, before I begin, I would like to apologize should you find the sound a little bit slow, because I'm not actually. I'm using a microphone, but perhaps it's not a good one. So bear with me. All right. Try to make it louder. Try to increase the volume. Yeah. Now, at the end of this learning session, you will learn to infer a statement, and you will also learn how to draw a conclusion. Now let us start with what is an inference. Yeah. Now when we talk about writing, a lot of writers when they write, they will convey the message directly. But sometimes it can also happen when writers are trying to convey a message, but it is not stated directly. So it will be an indirect message where we have to understand, where we have to go to some extra miles in order for us to interpret the so-called message. Now, in other words, making inference is all about understanding the underlying meanings, or maybe trying to read between lines, or perhaps to understand the indirect meanings. So that's what inference is all about. Okay. Now, for instance, I give you an example here. Let us look at this cartoon strip. So you have Garfield yawning for the first time, and then he's counting 2, 3, 4, and then again he yawns, and then John appears at the side and says that the Garfield workout. Now, if I were to look at the surface of this message, I would say that perhaps Garfield is exercising, or Garfield is working out. But then you have like him, or I mean the cat yawns twice. And if I were to go beyond than that, try to understand, perhaps perhaps this is the perhaps this is the kind of lazy exercise, or an exercise for lazy people. Well, in the sense for the cat, I don't know, but there's the word lazy there, and maybe I can just use the word lazy. So maybe what I can interpret here is Garfield is actually a lazy cat. So that is how I infer. So inference is not you're trying to rephrase, or you're trying to paraphrase the statement. You have to go beyond than the statement. You have to understand what the writer is actually talking about. Right? Now, so how do we infer a statement? Yeah. Now there are three things that make an inference a convincing inference. Now first, you need to have an incoming information. Of course, you need something for you to infer. And with you must have the existing knowledge. So with your existing knowledge, then you will be able to make an inference. Now I give you an example here. Now the incoming information here is Ali wants to be a politician. So he studied economics in Harvard and a volunteer at Peace Corps. Alright? Now, your existing knowledge tells you that Harvard is a world ranking university, yes. Peace Corps is an organization that helps homeless people, yes. And what can you infer? So these are my inferences. Number one, Ali is a smart person. Number two, Ali is a kind-hearted person. So I am making this inference based on the existing knowledge that I have, and plus the incoming information that I receive about Ali. Okay, so this is an example, a very good example. Now let us have a look at this exercise, shall we? I'll give you like a minute or two for you to read, and then we'll try it out, what sort of inference that we can make from the above statement. Now, judging from this statement, we know that there's more than just playing games. Yeah, like chore wars and epic win, and then you have Google Power Meter. These are games, computer games that that played by youngsters, or maybe people who like to play games. Now, all I can say here is it's not about playing games. It's more than that, because you can see that it somewhat promotes, or what can a person gain from playing computer games. So in this case, computer games like Chore Wars or Epic Win or Google Power Meter helps one to develop responsibilities, in himself or herself, right? To take care of the house, to clean the house, right, etc. So an inference is where you go beyond than that. You don't take the literal meaning, but with that literal meaning, you try to go a little bit further, try to understand what is actually the writer is trying to say. Okay, and then you write your inference in a complete sentence. Now, the way I look at it is at this angle. That is, we're talking about the advantages of playing computer games. Now, some people may be looking at another different angle, and we may come up with a different inference. Now, inferences, they are not absolute, meaning to say there is no one answer to this kind of question. We can have more as long as they are justifiable, all right, and of course relevant to the statement. Now, now we are going to move on to the next part of this, and that is what is a conclusion. Now, a conclusion is where we, because a lot of us think that drawing a conclusion and making an inferences, they are somewhat overlapping. Yes, in a way, but then again, there's always a difference. Now, I'll just go straight away to this part. Yeah, you can actually have a look at this picture, and then you can try to draw a conclusion. But I would like to go to this part where we can where we can see the difference between making making an inference and drawing a conclusion. Now, again, you need an incoming information, and of course existing knowledge, plus now this time around you need judgment. So your judgment will be together with your existing knowledge, and as well as the so-called incoming information, for you to produce a conclusion. So that is why conclusion is a little bit different compared to making an inference. Now, let us look at an example here. I mean, I'm using the same example here about Ali, who wants to be a politician here. Now, this is your incoming information, and of course, you have your existing knowledge. But before you move on to your so-called making a conclusion, with this existing knowledge and that incoming information, you must somewhat or somehow judge, and then give a conclusion. So the way I judge from this existing knowledge plus the incoming information is Ali will be a good politician. Now this is where my judgment comes in. You see, why do I say that Ali will be a good politician? Because for sure he'll be a graduate of Harvard, and he works with Peace Corps, a company that actually a volunteer company, a volunteering company where people volunteer a lot of activities. So all I say that Ali will be a good politician. Yes, and with that judgment, you are somehow predicting. You're predicting what will happen next. So that's what conclusion is. All right. And of course, we have few in-class exercises that you can do. So I'm pretty sure that you can do these exercises and try to draw a conclusion, and then you can actually respond to my post, okay, to this post, and then try to reply with your answers for these two exercises. All right. So I guess that's all. thank you so much for listening.